Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya ala-s-salam, hayya ala-s-salam, hayya ala-l-falah, hayya ala-l-falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال الله تعالى أيضا يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الكتاب كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. My dear respected brothers and sisters, indeed all praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we seek help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we seek refuge in Him from the evils of our own souls and darkness of our own deeds. Whosoever is guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one can misguide him, and whosoever is declared misguided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one can guide him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us to bear witness, and we do bear witness that there is no deity, there is no creator, there is none worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is one without partners, and we bear witness that Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his last and final messenger and his servant. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has reminded us, O you who believe, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as he ought to be feared and do not die except in a state of complete submission to him. And he has reminded us, O mankind, be mindful of your duties and responsibilities towards your Lord, the one who has created you from a single soul. And from that single soul he has created his soulmate, and from those two he has created many men and women. Be mindful of your duties and your commitment and your obligations towards him, of whose name you seek the rights of one another, and maintain the relationship of kin. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watcher over all things. And my respected brothers and sisters, he has reminded us, O you who believe, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as he ought to be feared and speak the word of truth. He will forgive your sins and shortcomings. He will correct your actions and deeds. Whosoever obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his last and final messenger, indeed he has achieved a great success. My respected brothers and sisters, the best and the most truthful of all the books is the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the best of the guidance is the guidance brought forth by our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And any path which deviates from these sources surely is the path that goes astray. And all such path that deviates and goes astray ends up into hellfire. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from following any path which deviates from the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the sunnah of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My respected brothers and sisters, as we hear the Surah Al-Fajr, wal-Fajr, وَلَيَالٍ عَشْرٍ وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَتْرِ وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرِ هَلْ فِي ذَلِكَ لَقَسَمٌ لِذِي حِجْرٍ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sworn by the dawn and by the 10 nights, and the scholars do mention that these 10 nights are the nights of the month of Zulhijjah. We are perhaps standing in the most blessed days, 10 days of the Zulhijjah. Yes, the 10 nights of the Ramadan, in which there is a Laylatul Qadr, are the most blessed 10 nights. But the 10 days of the Zulhijjah, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sworn by, are the days of Zulhijjah. Why they are so important, and what is the focus of these 10 days? If we reflect back, the focus always remains at-Tawheed, the core pillar of Islam. The focus remains the journey of Ibrahim alayhi salam, the champion of Tawheed, the Khalilullah, the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is so special about Ibrahim alayhi salam? If we reflect upon his life and his journey and his footsteps, perhaps there are a lot of lessons for us to learn. First and foremost, the quest. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created as an intelligent being, the person who has given the talent, the intellect, and he has shown us the signs, and it's a test for us to recognize the reality that the life has a beginning and an end, and there is a purpose to that life. Do we recognize that purpose? Do we question what is the purpose of my existence? Do we question who is my creator and what are my commitments and obligations towards him? That is the first thing Ibrahim alayhi salam had, the quest for guidance. And that is what we have to instill in ourselves. We have to have the quest for the hidayah. We have to have a sense of importance of what my destination is, what my end is going to be. As we have learned that the life in this world has a short span, but the life to come, the life of Akhirah, is infinitely long. It is the life which is the real life. If our focus is that, we must have a quest in our mind, and that is the first lesson we learn from the life of Ibrahim alayhi salam, that he did not just sat there. He reflected upon the signs of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He looked at what was in front of him. He looked at the creation of the universe. He looked at the things around him, and then he had a quest. Who is my Lord? Who is my Creator? And when that quest emerged from his heart, the guidance came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is the first lesson we should be learning and following. The quest for hidayah. Then the question became, as the people around him were indulged in worshipping the false idols. They were worshipping the idols made out of clay and wood and the metal. And it was just the shabih, just the images, just the tasawir, the mathil, that they could not do any good, nor they could do any harm. Yet people had believed that these images, these tamathil, who are actually responsible for their good and their bad. Yet, Al-Hayyu wal-Qayyum is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What did Ibrahim a.s. did? Once he had this realization, that quest, the guidance, then the realization that there is a creator who is above all the limitations of what we see in the materialistic world. That realization we must have, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not something which is made up of a material being. He is above. He is above over all materialistic limitations. He is the creator. He is Al-Hayyu wal-Qayyum, everlasting. That is the realization came. And that's why he did not sit back. He approached his qawm. He approached his qawm. إِذْ قَالَ لِأَبِيهِ وَقَوْمِهِ مَاذَا تَعْبُدُونَ أَإِفْكًا آلِهَةً مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ تُرِيدُونَ. That he approached his father. He approached his father, the closest to him, and then his qawm, that مَاذَا تَعْبُدُونَ. What do you worship? أَإِفْكًا آلِهَةً مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ تُرِيدُونَ. That leaving behind Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, are you worshipping the objects around you? And this is our responsibility. It is not like the guidance has come to us and we are not only practicing the guidance, but we are just sitting on it. Rasul Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam has specifically and explicitly put that responsibility on our shoulder. He has mentioned that La Rasul ba'di wa la Nabiy ba'di, that after me there is no Rasul, there is no messenger, there is no prophet who is going to come. So who bears the responsibility of calling people towards the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, towards the path of success, from the protection of hellfire and into the ultimate reward of Jannah? Who bears that responsibility? It is us. We cannot just hold the book of Hidayah and sit on it. We have to hold that book of Hidayah, hold it tight, practice it, and present and propagate it in the best possible manner. بَلَّغُوا أَنِّي وَلَوْ كَانَ آيَةً. Rasul Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned in his last khutbah, بَلَّغُوا أَنِّي, propagate from me, transmit from me, even if it is a single verse, even if it is a small thing. Whatever good we learn, we have to communicate and propagate. Yet, we have to choose hikmah, we have to choose the politeness, we have to use the kind words, and when we discourse and argue, we have to choose the best possible manner, akhlaq. We cannot be insulting to other people, but yet, this is a responsibility which is upon our shoulders, we cannot shy away from. Then what happened? Then came the test. We all know that laqab, the title of Ibrahim a.s. was what? Khalilullah, the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we have to understand that our deen is very clear. No matter how much an individual is close and beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that individual or any other entity does not share anything in the divinity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At-Tawheed, that cannot be violated. There is a sphere of Tawheed. Nobody can share, nobody can enter into that sphere. That is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Wahid, Al-Ahad. And that is so important that even the Khalilullah, the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, was chosen for a test. And higher the status you hold in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the harder the test will be. The most difficult missions are given to whom? The most difficult missions are given to those soldiers who are most skillful, those who have the most courage, those who are more apt, because they are trusted to execute the critical missions. So if one of us, or some of you, or some of us are tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we must remain steadfast. And let's be assured the hardest test comes to those, or given to those who are most capable of bearing that. We go through the challenges and difficulties in our lives. But we have to remember this lesson from the life of Ibrahim alayhi salam when he was tested. His nation became his enemy. His father became his enemy. There was nobody around him to support him. There was a fire lit for him. And the Tafsir and the books do mention that the fire was so huge and it was burning so much and so hot that even the birds will not fly over it. Even the human beings, those who had lit the fire for Ibrahim as-salam, they would not go close to him, and they had prepared the manjaniq, the cannon, to throw him into the fire. And when Ibrahim as-salam was being thrown into that fire, what were the words on his lips? Did he complain that, Allah, I'm doing this work for you, and I'm being thrown into fire, and you are not there to protect me? He had complete faith and tawakkul and trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Complete faith and tawakkul. And as he was being thrown, what did he say? Inni zahibun ila rabbi sayahdeen. Rabbi habli min as-salihin. Now imagine this guy, this man, blessed man, is being thrown into fire. You and I will be scared of our death. We'll be thinking that we are going to die. Yet he is raising his hand. He's saying, Inni zahibun ila Rabbi. I am going to my Lord. He will surely guide me. He was still seeking guidance. Rabbi habli min as-salihin. Oh Lord, oh my Lord, give me a progeny. He's thinking about next generation. Rabbi habli min as-salihin, among the righteous. Subhanallah al-Azim, that is the lesson we learn, that tawakkul, the faith, the courage, the strength, that is what we learn from the life of Ibrahim alayhi salam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the hidayah to seek the guidance, to stick to the guidance, to hold fast on to the guidance, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instill the complete faith and trust in Him in our hearts. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. That happened as Ibrahim alayhi salam was thrown into fire. What did it do? There came the command. There came the command that, O fire, become cool upon Ibrahim alayhi salam. Cool. So that was the command, came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that O fire became cool, and that's what happened. My respected brothers and sisters, we learned the lesson that if we have the complete faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever fire we face, the fire of difficulty, the fire of jealousy, the fire of hardship, if we keep our faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that fire will become cool and a garden for us, all of us, inshallah. We don't have much time, but Ibrahim alayhi salam went through many different tests, and one of the hardest tests came. This happened when he was young, and then the hardest test came when he was old, when he was given a son. He was given a son, and the son became old enough to work with him, and then came a command in his dream, and he said, Ya bunayya inni ara fil manami anni azbahuka fanzur maza tara, that, oh my son, I have been shown the vision that I am sacrificing you. What do you say? What did he say? He said, قال يا أبت افعل ما تؤمر ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصابرين. That's the fourth lesson we learned, that, oh my father, do as you are commanded, inshallah, you will find me amongst the sabirin, the patient ones. He did not complain. He did not talk back to his father that, have you gone crazy? Have you lost your mind? You are trying to slaughter me? He said, قال يا أبت افعل ما تؤمر, that do as you are commanded, ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصابرين, that inshallah you will find me amongst the patient ones. So we have to bear the difficulties, the challenges, and the test with patience. My respected brothers and sisters, I will take a few minutes to summarize that we have to have quest for the hidayah, once the hidayah comes, we have to follow the hidayah, implement in our lives. Third thing, we have to propagate it to the others, because it's a responsibility upon all of us. And in that path, whatever difficulties and challenges we face, we have to bear it with patience, and inshallah, having a complete faith and tawakkul in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the fire, the difficulties will ease upon all of us, and it will become a garden, a cool garden for all of us. Respected brothers and sisters, there are many challenges around us. We are blessed, alhamdulillah, but there are many brothers and sisters who go through a lot of difficulties. Hunger. 1 in 5 or 6 Americans go hungry every day. It is our responsibility. It is our responsibility to share our wealth, to feed those who are hungry. There are sisters who are battered and have faced the domestic issues and domestic violence. They have no place to go anywhere. They have no shelter. And if they are left at the mercy of the outside world, the cruel world, the dark world, yes, the shaitan takes full advantage of the vulnerability of such sisters. But alhamdulillah, Today Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to ask us to sacrifice our son and our next generation. That is done, that test is fulfilled, completed by Ibrahim alayhi salam. But today we are tested with our wealth, with our thoughts, our intentions. Yes, we are tested with the blessings which we have been given, and we will be asked about those blessings and those resources Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided us. My respected brothers and sisters, alhamdulillah, on behalf of ICNA Relief, I would like to make an appeal that ICNA Relief has established a transitional shelter home for those sisters who have been removed forcibly, those who have been battered, those who have been beaten up, and they have no places to go. And this shelter provides them not only the shelter, but the help and support, the psychological support, the physical support, the financial support, and the support they need to stand up on their own feet, the skills, so that they can live a life of dignity and honor. My respected brothers and sisters, our brothers and sisters from ICNA Relief are standing by the door. These are the 10 most blessed days of the month of Zul-Hijjah. Anything, any charity, any spending we do in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah it will be highly rewarded. And this is the fulfillment of our obligation. It is an expression of our gratitude and thankfulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hunger prevention, anything what we can do to prevent the hunger, to help our brothers and sisters in humanity, let's do put an extra effort, spend a little bit extra than normal, and help and support these brothers and sisters. I would like to make a humble appeal that as we go out, please do donate generously to our brothers and sisters. The volunteers will be standing outside, both on sister's side and the brother's side, inshallah. And this is our own organization, ICNA Relief. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless those brothers. And this would not have been possible without the guidance which was brought forth by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and his status has been mentioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this beautiful verse, إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَلَائِكَتَهُ يُصَلُّونَ عَلَى النَّبِيِّ يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا صَلُّوا عَلَيْهِ وَسَلِّمُوا تَسْلِيمًا اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين واذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر اعداءك واعداءنا واعداء الدين اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الاحياء منهم والاموات انك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب القبر وقنا عذاب الحشر وقنا عذاب الدين وقنا عذاب الدارين اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين اللهم ارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه اللهم أرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه اللهم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين عباد الله رحمكم الله إن الله يأمركم بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون اذكروا الله يذكركم والله يستجب لكم وذكر الله تعالى أهم وأكبر. أقيموا الصلاة.